Fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, December the 2nd. The year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Trading with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and from Walmal's. As always, let's have risk management in place so we don't lose more than we're willing to lose on a trade or during a trading session. So, Walmart, welcome back.
Oh, thank you, sir.
It's
Yes, I
been
was.
been a while.
It's been a couple of months, probably, unfortunately.
Yeah, you abandoned us.
I, well, I went to Africa for about 2 weeks, and life and everything else. So, that's just kind of what happens. You know?
Yeah. Well, anyway, traders, we've been playing with a new toy that I came up with. I don't know if you remember when I talked about the price action score, but it's basically a formula that, it looks to see if price is above the previous candles, open, high, low, mid, and close. And then it just scores a 1 if above and a -1 if below. And then you get a score. And I made a histogram. I made a few other indicators too, but Walmall likes the histogram. You want to tell the traders why you like the histogram, Walmall?
Because I'm a visual person. but that, that says a lot, but at the same time doesn't give anybody any clues as to how I'm using it. The way I'm using it, which is different than the way TRO uses it. The way I'm using it, I look at all those bars, red bars and green bars. And, if I all of a sudden notice a pattern for the day, I try to go and take advantage of that. And what I've noticed is that, you know what, man, today is a little bit different where we'll get 5, 6, or 7 bars in a row of one color, then it turns the other color. And when it turns the other color, we then get a run in the other direction. And, today is a little bit different. Normally what you'll see is 1 or 2 bars in a row of one color, and then they'll run 5 or 6 bars in the other direction. And see, I look for the pattern of what's going on, and that doesn't mean I take a trade based on those bars alone. But the type of thing where, hey, I got a flip flop box here. Oh, wait a second, I've had, and let's say that flip flop box says to go long, and wait a second, I've had 5, green bars on that, on that histogram in a row. Yeah, maybe I probably shouldn't go and do that because, well, the pattern's been that once it goes and puts that many in, it likes to flip around and go the other direction. So it just sort of like acts as a way to just know that, hey, there's a potential that I may be taking a trade into a headwind that's about to occur. This gives it a little bit of a heads up a little bit. That's how I've been using it. And you can also use it the other direction too. Oh, look at this! I went took a long, and it's been great. I'm up 5, 5, 6, 7 points, whatever it may be. But also, I've got 5 or 6 or 7 green bars in a row. And hey, when I look back in history today, we never had more than 8 bars or 7 bars. You know what? I better start looking at this is probably a time to go and start thinking about getting out and taking my profit. And especially if all of a sudden now it's starting, the candles are starting to hit the M1. Maybe you're going to close. But again, using the whole idea of a long trade, all of a sudden I start getting my close is below the M1 EMA 5. Now I've got 2 things against me. Let's get out now because the thing's probably going to take a breath, and my 5, 6 pips can go away in one breath.
Yeah, we've seen that happen today. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
we've seen it happen a couple of times. We today's price action has been you know kind of interesting for the pound. Pound does this. This is not out of the ordinary for the pound to do what it has been doing today. However, it's not what it does 80% of the time. And what it's been doing was trading the way, or not trading, but moving the way it normally moves. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it'll go in. Let's say, the price will go and drop literally 2 or 3 pips in one tick, and then the very next ticks it jumps up 4 pips. So now you're actually 2 pips above where you were, wherever you were, and so you can that's a turnaround of six pips all within 2 ticks. And like I said, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen on the pound. And if you have a day that's like that, then hey, I need to go and pay attention to this, and realize that that's a possibility, or in the realm of possibilities to happen. And therefore, when you get your pips, take your pips. Um, that doesn't mean that if your trade says your methodology says, hey, this trade I should be looking to get 10 pips on it, and I only got 1 pip. That doesn't mean you get out with 1 pip. What it does mean though is that, hey, I'm close to getting what my method says that I should be running to. It's time to go and take them and clear the tables, as they say. Take my money off the table. Hopefully put it in your pocket. Or unfortunately, if you're on the wrong side of things, minimize what you have to give to the bank.
Yeah, and I've been playing with this, just looking at the score, and if the score is 5 or more, just taking a trade in the opposite direction. And then, so like right here, there was 5, so I took a trade here, took a trade here, and then all of a sudden it pops up, and it's like you might only get a pip or two. And for me, the trick is, once again, if you look at indicator 2, this is the M5, the thicker line, and the thinner line is the M1 indicator 2. If you're below it and you're long, when it's getting near one of those indicator 2s and you're in profit, take your money off the table, because I mean, you're below the indicator 2, and here you got a red M30. Um, it's like, and you look here on the multimeter, just all this red. It's like if you're long, you're swimming upstream.
Yeah, and sometimes the salmon don't make it.
Yeah.
You're exactly right on that. It's like what I said at the beginning of my comments. It's like, do you want to go and take a trade into a head wall? It just doesn't make any sense to do that. Especially we've got tools that will, the tools are not predictive, but they can give you a clue. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. And they can tell you what price is actually doing. And the biggest indicator on the chart, of course, is the candles. That's the most important indicator on the chart. You know, but at the same time, these other indicators can summarize the data in such a way that, as I like to say, my little pea brain can understand what's going on, right now in the market for whatever reason, which of course can change on a dime. All it takes to change on a dime is a news drop. All it takes is some clown that somebody thinks is important goes and says something that's unexpected, and next thing you know, you get some type of unexpected news out there, and or unexpected comment out there that flips the market the other direction. Or it could be as simple as, innocuous as, what, some major corporation out there needs to go and change pounds to dollars. They got to go and reshore dollars back to the U.S. or vice versa. They got to reshore pounds back to the UK. And all of a sudden they drop a big load out there. And the market's got to, the market is driven by what? Most importantly, it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're short on dollars, and we have a lot of towns out there, and somebody's trying to go and sell this thing. Well, guess what? it's it's gonna go and drop, and it's gonna drop more than it probably should.
Yeah, because I think you said the daily open was around 3208, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and so you can see here we kind of struggled staying above it. And so it's like there's just many reasons to just sit on your hands. This way, I might be itching long, like say maybe right here on candle 1, 2, 3. There was a flip flop box. It was right at the double O. I'd be itching to go long, but you know what? If I would have went long, I would have been inflected. I'd be down 9 pips. And so just by
Yep.
using the looking at the indicator 2s, it's just like, nah, let's just wait. And then looking at the price action score, you can see, we've had a lot more runs to the downside or continuations than we have to the upside. So that's
Yep.
just a clue.
It, it just gives, yeah, and that's what I like about it. It goes and summarizes. I guess the best way I can say it is it summarizes the data up for you because we can sometimes get so tunneled in on price, and then what happens is we we get to see the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
We concentrate on one little tree, and meanwhile there's an entire forest surrounding us. Oh, look at that! There's a beautiful flip flop box. Man, I should go long there. And if you would have done that, about 4 or 5 candles ago, you would have gotten slaughtered. But if you would have gone and looked at the PA action, you'd say, "Oh, this don't look so good to me."
Yeah. And so, like right now, this is about the time where I would actually consider going long because if this candle closes red, that's five in a row. And I would just, buy on each red. And then when it turns green, hopefully one or two candles, I could rake in the profit.
Right. You may take losses on the first 1 or 2 trades, but the thing is, all you have to do is get back to, basically the open of those other candles that you took the loss to, or even below it, but you made so much money from the other run in the other direction.
Yeah,
And it
because
more than makes up for it.
yeah, because I'm looking at this and looking at the candles. I see candle two is a nice big drop. I'm thinking we need to get to the open of that candle. So
Yeah. And the thing is, where does it sit?
yeah,
The open of that candle sits right above 95. And we know that when it runs past 95, because that double O is such an attraction, it more times than not, it's going to run up somewhere around 98, 99. Even if it doesn't get to the double O, it's going to go. And that double O is such a magnet. And the reason why is so many people have got stops up there,
right.
and so it pulls the market in that direction.
Yeah.
Naturally pulls it in that direction. So
So now we're still dropping here. And we dropped again.
yep, that's what it does.
And so I would have to enter again when this candle closes. Because we've got
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 red candles, or red bars rather.
not in a row.
Red bars, not red candles, red bars on the PA action.
Oh, well, see, I've got it looks
You
like
get the
I've got one that was actually a green bar,
okay.
but it was only had a score of 1. So
Right.
so
I'm counting. I'm counting the 10. I'm counting the current one. That's
right.
not closed yet.
So right now this would be trade 3 I would be in. Let's see. We only have the fastest 15 minutes in trading is almost over, Walmal. God, that
Yeah.
doesn't take long. Let's
Yeah.
see what happens.
You'll have to go and say tomorrow what this actually what it turned into.
And well, the traders can see it. Let's see. So this would have been another entry.
Now we got 10 of them. A true 10.
Wow.
Current is 11.
Might almost feel like have to make another video, part 2. Okay, there's a move. I think we'd be up right now. Okay, fellow traders, I think we'd be up. So once again, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.